All right, so I'm going to go ahead and officially open up September 2nd, 2025, Littleton Conservation Commission. It's now 7:30. And welcome to our first fall meeting now that summer is officially over. Andrew, thank you for taking point with the last minute for running that as host. What I'd like to do first is go ahead and approve the minutes from August 19th. Does anyone have any omissions, corrections, or comments on that?
I just have a very quick one. Under the discussion for Lakeshore Drive parcel U12-14-0, there was a sentence about halfway down. It says the commission tentatively scheduled a public hearing at the Conservation Commission meeting on September 23rd, where the commission will inform the public about the issue, why the commission has decided to follow this path, and the next steps forward. I would just make it the commission tentatively scheduled a public hearing at its next meeting or its meeting on September 23rd, where it will inform the public about the issue and why it has decided to follow this path.
Is that different?
Yeah, because
you added the date, right?
Yeah, so it's just as opposed to saying like the commission, it's just the commission initially and then it and its.
Yep. Okay. Great. Does anyone else have any other edits? Okay. If not, would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes from August 19th, 2025?
I move we approve the minutes from the meeting of August 19, 2025.
Great. Do we have a second?
I'll second. But as amended.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry. Yes.
Thank you, Michael. Andrew, would you like to do roll call for us?
Absolutely. A roll call vote. Kyle. Oh, Kyle, I don't think we heard you.
You're not muted.
Kyle Maxfield, aye.
Yep, got
there we go. Perfect. Ed
Foltz, aye.
Carl.
Tom Melberg, aye.
Michael
Livingston, aye.
Sarah
Seward, aye.
And myself, aye. It's unanimous.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have anything that they would like to add for administrative discussions for this evening? Okay, before we get started, I would like to make note that the 750, the continued public hearing notice of intent for 97 and 99 Mill Road has been postponed. So if there's anyone joining with that, just FYI on that. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with land use permit, the request with the Long Lake Park Owl Prowl. Lauren, do you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just promoted Lori.
Oh, Lori's here. Oh, great. Okay.
So Lori, if you want to go ahead.
So Lori, you're muted at the moment. If you want to unmute and introduce yourself, that would be great.
Am I there?
Yep.
You're there.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Would you like me to present what I'm requesting?
Yes, that would be great. And if you could just introduce yourself and where you reside and just speak up just a little bit, that would be great.
Sure. My name is Lori Nearing. I live in Ayer, Massachusetts. I go to church in Littleton, to the Unitarian Church. I offered a program through a kind of an auction fundraiser thing that we do at church, and it's to offer. I'm a naturalist. I work for Mass Audubon and a number of other organizations that I'm sure most of you have heard of. And I do owl programs, the night walks and owl programs. I actually have done it once before for the Littleton Conservation Trust not too long ago, that I'm pretty sure was run by your committee as well. And so I was hoping to be able to have your permission to offer this program. It happens to be coming up on Saturday. I do have a backup plan if you choose to deny it, but it would be at Long Lake, the Long Lake Trails. I was there the other day to check out the trails and make sure it's going to be suitable for our program. And it's, I think 12 people have signed up.
And I did say you have a rain date, Lori, for the 7th, correct? The next day?
Yes.
Fantastic. Commissioners, any questions, comments?
Lori, were you planning on using the Harwood Ave entrance?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if everybody's planning to park in the lot right there, or if they're planning to do, if you've got 12 people?
Yeah, I was going to ask them to carpool as best as they can. And if there needs to be overflow, I don't know if it'd be a problem to park in the church parking lot that's right there, but we could possibly park along the street if there was a need for that. I don't think we'll have trouble fitting everybody.
Yeah, I suppose you could probably maybe ask the church. Doesn't hurt, I suppose. But
Okay.
yeah, hopefully you won't have to resort to on-street parking because that corner can be nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, we would prefer obviously to not park in the street.
And are you planning to do like the full loop or just a portion of the loop from Harwood?
We don't go that far because we're going to be traveling and walking in the dark. Mostly it starts at 7 o'clock and it'll end about 9, depending on whether or not we hear anything. We'll stay to the main trails, the ones that are wider. And we try to walk without flashlights. And a lot of that depends on if we have a moon or a full moon or any stars. And the weather's looking like it might be cloudy. So flashlights. We did see an owl when we were there before. And it was before it got dark out. It didn't hoot back to us. It just stood pretty still on a branch. So that was cool.
That's great. Okay.
I was on one of the earlier ones she did in the same spot. And they just basically, they go up to the big field, or we went up to the big field, didn't go on the field, and then turned around and came back.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, great. Anyone else have any other questions? If not, if someone would like to make a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion that the commission approve the Owl Prowl land use permit for Saturday.
second.
I'll second.
Great.
Right. Roll call vote. Michael.
Michael Livingston, aye.
Kyle. Oh, Kyle, I think your audio may have cut out again.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Kyle Maxfield, aye.
There we go. Ed.
Ed Foltz, aye.
Carl.
Kyle Melberg, aye.
Sarah.
Sarah Seward, aye.
Myself, aye. It's unanimous.
Okay, great. Best of success, Lori.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Okay.
Okay, next on discussion, Lakeshore Drive parcel U12-14-0.
Yeah, so I just have a few updates on this. First, town council did run the title on that parcel and confirmed that there are no easements on the parcel that is held by the Conservation Commission. So that's good. The next update is that we're planning to have a joint select board and Conservation Commission meeting at the September 8th select board meeting, which is at 6:30 p.m. in person. And we will need a quorum of conservation commissioners. So the question really is who can attend that meeting?
So we're holding a meeting. We're not on their agenda. They're actually having a special meeting with them.
It is, I think we are on the select board agenda for that.
Those are two different things, right? We don't necessarily need quorum, do we? If we're just on their agenda, we can just hopefully have a couple people there and discuss. I can't make it. I'll be traveling.
That's a great question, Kyle. I have been told that we did need quorum, and I know I can't be there. I spoke with Chase. He can be there. So, and we do have to make a decision tonight because it would be posted tomorrow. So,
I feel bad I pushed for it to keep moving forward, but I can't get out of this work trip.
Right. So I guess if we could have a show of hands, who could go? And so, Lauren, you said it, so it's next Monday at 6:30.
Correct.
I can make it work.
I think
I could possibly make it. I'm not sure yet.
I'm kind of in that wavy gravy possible category, but could maybe make something work if it came down to a quorum issue.
Yeah, so Lauren, I think you basically only have 3 that are a yes. So perhaps, and let's have this discussion now, because Kyle brought up a good point. If we don't have to have quorum, then yes, put it on.
Okay.
But
I will.
quorum, we're not going to be guaranteed of doing that.
Yeah.
If it were the next selectmen's meeting, would folks have an easier time of attending, primarily because there's more time calendar wise?
Well, I think what we're trying to do, and this is my understanding, Lauren, you were there at that meeting, is that we're trying to come up with a potential path forward for that if things do need to be removed, we want to be able to have it notified, have a public hearing, and get this all done this fall before, you know, the water becomes too cold or inclement to pull things out.
When people leave town, right? That's why we pushed early. Was some respect for the residents that might leave town. But.
So I guess with your permission, let's go ahead and try and make it go. But I think, Lauren, to just let them know that we're 3 confirmed and 1 or 2 maybes.
Yeah.
So are we okay with that?
That works.
Okay. Is that all right, Lauren?
Yeah, I will confirm if that we do need a quorum.
Okay, great. Let's carry on. Yep.
The only other thing was basically based off of that meeting, the public hearing could then be at the Concom meeting on October 7th or 21st. But Tim and I thought it would be best to wait until that select board meeting to finalize the date.
Correct. Okay.
I'm wondering too, I know a lot of times the select board will sometimes have a virtual option for certain members of, boards, committees, consultants to actually pop in. I don't know if that would constitute a quorum though, but we can just see if there's something that actually has to be voted on by us. I would think a quorum would be needed, but if it's just merely presenting information to the select board, maybe we don't even really need a quorum to be present. But...
Yeah, that was what I was saying, Andrew. I thought this was more of a discussion, right? I guess I don't see what there would be to vote on, unless because we've already kind of made the decision that it has to happen, right? It's not something that needs to be voted on. So I'm a little confused by this whole quorum issue.
So it sounds as if, and correct me if I'm wrong, sounds as if that'll be a discussion, and then going forward at our next meeting, it would be validated through quorum.
Right.
Okay.
And that's when we would notify the public and everybody.
Correct. But obviously have open discussion with that. Okay.
Because would we have to do that if at the select board? If we're opening a meeting, do we have to notify the abutters for that?
The public hearing portion.
But if you're telling me that we need quorum at the select board, that tells me that we're opening a meeting, right? No?
We would have to post a meeting like we did tonight, but it wouldn't be the official public hearing notice, like with the abutter notification and all that good stuff. But it would merely just be an agenda of ours that would need to be posted.
Okay.
And Lauren, I can check into this with you too tomorrow just to see.
Thank you.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, next is discussion no horse trails at Williams. Lauren, you had to bring us up to date on that?
Yeah, I can bring you up to date unless you want to correct me if I'm going out of line. If you want to switch to the 745.
We'll carry on with another discussion.
Okay. So yeah, it was brought to our attention that some areas of the Williams land trails have been damaged by horses, and I will share my screen to show you. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yep.
So this is the Williams land. So over here is Newtown Hill. There are 3 primary areas of damage. There's a boardwalk on this orange trail. That a board is broken, and we think all of these areas are just damaged a little bit by horse use. So
what makes you think that? And the reason I'm asking is horses cannot walk on the boardwalks. They will get hurt. They're too slippery. So why do you think horses broke that?
So I don't feel fully comfortable answering that. It was brought to our attention that it was thought that was a horse. We know these are used by horses.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, so that boardwalk, you're right. We don't have great evidence that it was a horse. We think that is a possibility.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yep.
The wetter areas, there's two areas here on the blue trail and a very much smaller one on the yellow trail that are wet, and you can see kind of horse footprints in it. That it's just made it very pitted and a little bit harder to walk as the trail dries. So at this point, we're just looking for feedback on potentially creating some upland sections of the trails that could get around the wetter section, and then potentially thinking about restricting access just on those upland sections to horses and mountain biking activity to prevent further damage.
Okay, and
All right,
Lauren, you were out 2 weeks ago?
I was out, about 2 weeks ago and saw the damaged boardwalk and the pitted.
Okay, so I walked the property quite a bit, but not recently. So I was out today and walked all of the trails. The board that's broken has been broken for quite some time. And I agree with Ed. I very much doubt a horse did that. What I observed today was that there was very little evidence of any erosion on the yellow trail. I was happy to see that there's been some mowing because the poison ivy is intense there. There have not been many people going through the very thick brush going through. I know I had to put my hands above my head to get through the main walk through. I did note, and I don't have my pictures to share, that when we talk about horses, we also need to talk about mountain bikes as well. So I only saw 1 or 2 areas that horses had been there. I agree that there are sections of the blue that should be kind of noted for a temporary restriction for horses to get by and for bicycles to get by during the wet period. What I'd like to see is that there's a conversation with the stakeholders, such as the people that ride bikes or the horses that are there, to try and have others involved versus us just saying, this is your off on the blue trail, because there are spaces there that can be navigated, horseback, bicycles, and such. So I want to make sure that we're bringing, it is very vegetated in the beginning. So there's not many people going on that front section right now, but that's where I would rather have the commissioners go out and really walk it, look with your own eyes to see if you see erosion and kind of look where you might want to address time periods of year where it could be wet and you want them. There is one bridge area on the blue that the horses are having to skirt around, but that has been happening since the trail was established.
If I might add also here, the horses have been walking these trails for 50 years, so this is not something new. But 2, I am aware of 2 wet or potentially wet areas, and they might be the same ones you guys are thinking. One kind of goes down and comes back out, and the other one you just kind of go across it. But as you said, there's not a lot of traffic on these trails. The beginning part, when we went out the other day, I actually got stuck big time by the sticker bushes that were there. So, but the horses create very little damage to the trails. We stay on the trail. So, and the other question I would ask, if we were going to try to restrict, how would we enforce it? We've talked about this before with signs at other conservation properties, and we've always asked the question, how would you enforce it? And so, and I'm not saying, people are going to go out and, obviously be jerks and everything, but I wouldn't want to put something in place we couldn't enforce because it just defeats the purpose of putting something in place. But overall, I think as you have, Sarah, if you walk those trails, I think you'll find that the horses stay on the trails. Now, the deer, on the other hand, they don't. We flushed a big buck the other day. Yeah.
I guess I just want to make sure that we bring all the stakeholders in, but it was noticeable mountain bike traffic as well. Mm-hmm. And so we just want to make sure that we're looking at things equally. Commissioners have any questions on this or thoughts?
Do we allow horses and mountain bikes on all of our trails?
Right
I
now
don't know
we
if we
do.
do
Yeah.
on all of them, but this one explicitly says for horses. It's called out in the on the website. And as I say, this one has had horses. A lot of our trails, they're just really not conducive to equestrian. Maybe they are to bikes, but you know, if you recall, when we've talked about putting boardwalks on some of the wet areas of some of the trails, one of the things I've mentioned is making sure that we leave enough room on the side for the horses to get by. And at least one of the bridges that's on, I'm not sure if it's the blue or the yellow trail because we kind of crisscross. But when they built the boardwalk, all of their, would you call it refuse or, you know, the dirt and stuff, they just kind of threw to the side. And it kind of can make it a little bit of a challenge getting by. So, you know, they're nice trails. You know, we want to keep them nice, just like everybody else. So, and I'm sure the mountain bike people would feel the same way.
So I guess I would encourage, because this is obviously a discussion, that if we can carry this discussion forward, and in the meantime, to ask the commissioners when they have an opportunity to just go for a walk. It doesn't take long, but please do not wear shorts in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are we okay with that?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead. It is now 7:51. Let's go ahead to our continued public hearing for 7:45 abbreviated notice of resource area. So this is DEP 204-1023, known as 550 King Street. This is a delineation. You will see the memorandum from Green that was submitted. Who is here that would like to speak? I see Dave, you're here.
Sarah, hi, members of the commission. This is the second hearing we've had in this matter of the ANRAD. We were waiting on peer review. We received that peer review, I think, a week ago, and it looks like they concurred with our delineation. I think the big thing was there was wetland A and B, and we had qualified that wetland B was isolated, and it looks like the peer review letter reviewed it and concurs with us that it is in fact isolated. And I think the only discrepancies that they found was there were two flags that they asked us to shift about 10 feet. Since we have the peer review letter, we've been able to go out there and we survey located the two cited flags, and we've revised the plan. We haven't submitted it yet. I'm just waiting to get a stamp on it, but we do have those flags located. And with that, it was, overall, it was a good peer review letter, and I'm here to see if we can't close tonight and basically ask any begging questions of the commission.
Okay. Dave, that's good to hear. I thought the letter was well written. And so for those of you, the acknowledgement of shifting 10 feet south in the identified area is on the last paragraph of page 1 of 4 submitted from Green. So I thought it was well written, and I'm pleased to hear that you both concur with that. Commissioners, any questions?
I was just wondering if it has a material change in, where things are in relationship to the boundaries. I really couldn't tell from the drawings.
Dave or Gary, do you want to answer that?
Oh, sure. Well, I guess I'm failing to understand the question specifically, like where sorry, Michael.
It's okay. I probably wasn't clear. Does it move the 50 and 100 foot boundaries in such a way that it affects the work that's being done? I couldn't see that from the drawings.
If I could share a screen, I could actually show you the location of the two revised flags.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yep. And okay, share. Share. Oh, all right. Oh, I do. I have it here. All right. Share screen. All right. So you should see the site plan, and this would have been on, I think, sheet 3 of this plan set, which, here it is. Sorry. So these are the two flags that bumped out. Previously, flag A119 went straight across and connected to 18. The peer reviewers added 2 flags that just show that there is a jog out in this area. Well, one of the things I will have to ask our surveys to do is not only show those revisions, but I don't see the associated 100-foot and buffer zone plotted on this. That should be on the plan. So, but I will make sure that the associated buffer zone does jog out. But again, this is an area of the parking lot that they're not working in right now, and I don't have a tape tie, but this I believe is a distance greater than 100 feet, so that buffer zone line is somewhere in here, and it's going to remain in here even as projected from these flags here in this direction. So these were the 2 revisions, but this is an inactive area of the parking lot. So I hope that answers your question, but I will get those. And before, my plan would be if you guys would entertain closing tonight and voting to issue the ORAD, it would be contingent upon receipt of the revised site plan showing these 2 flags and the associated setback and buffer zones projected.
And Dave, you're referencing that as A119 and A120, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Commissioners? Yep, go ahead.
Oh, that's it. I was just checking our other plan sheets to see if I don't know why the buffer zone wasn't on any of these. So I have to have them stamp it anyway. I'll have them turn on the local setback, the 100-foot buffer zone, and then resubmit the plan.
Do we typically approve a plan that's not complete?
So Ed, I was just going to point that out. I mean, I'm fine with everything that's been said, but I know a couple of meetings ago, we did kind of look back on a previous decision to approve a plan, and it kind of bit us, if you recall. So, I mean, Dave, I think everything is great here. I kind of agree with Ed that perhaps we should have the finalized plan before we can give you the official approval.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I think this is relatively, I don't know what I obviously understand the commission's maintaining consistency amongst all applicants so that everyone's treated the same way. I didn't know if there was work entailed in the other site plan that you had and if that kind of affected the permit. But with an ORAD, I mean, this is minor. What I would ask, even if you don't, if you, because I understand that you guys wouldn't have the ORAD in hand tonight. If I could submit this in the next day or 2, I'll just have them add the plan, send it back into the Conservation Commission. I would ask if you guys would have the ORAD drafted maybe for the next hearing, and then if you do need me to just come in for a official vote then and not tonight, I mean that's the minimum as well. Any thoughts?
How do you feel about that?
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So I think
as long as you give Tim a heads up, as long as Tim and Lauren are aware that that's what they're. If we don't close
it, yes,
if they are working on it. Well, because we didn't close it, they might not assume that they.
Right. So Dave, I think you understand that I think from our standpoint, there is a comfort level that I think we're good with. It's just that trying to make sure that we have everything that's in. And so with the thought that you would carry on and then everything would go smoothly at the next meeting in terms of being kind of stamped at that point.
Great. Yeah, I think this hearing is more to I guess ensure that the commission doesn't have any other begging questions that require deliberation. And
right.
I think that we're in a good place that we could, we'll put the buffers on, send it in as early as tomorrow or Thursday. And then, again, just hope maybe we'll have the ORAD drafted so that the next hearing, it'll be a very simple review of the revisions and vote to close the hearing and vote to issue.
Yep. Commissioners, everyone feel okay with that going forward?
Yep.
Yeah.
So not that we're voting on
sounds good.
I don't hear that we have any other questions for you, Dave.
Okay,
Okay, so we will see you. So Lauren, we'll put him and the applicant on for the next meeting. Okay.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Appreciate the time, everyone. Thank you.
Yep, take
Yep.
care.
Thank you, Gary. Take
Bye
care.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
So we're going to go back to administrative discussions, mass wildlife coexisting with the black bears, November 6th. Lauren, can you bring us up to date on that?
Yeah, so I coordinated with Acton Conservation, Westford Conservation, and Littleton Conservation Trust to plan a presentation by Mass Wildlife on coexisting with black bears in Massachusetts. So Megan Crawford, who is the community engagement biologist at the Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife, will be present. This is going to be on Thursday, November 6th, so not for a while, from 7 to 8 in Acton. It will also be on Zoom. So we just wanted to let you know. I will be advertising it, typical Littleton ways on Facebook. So hope you can attend or share widely.
And can that, Lauren, go on the town website in the conservation area, maybe even under Board of Health as well?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay. Commissioners, do you think it's worth putting anything on the kiosks as well, letting people know?
Letting them know about the meeting or letting them
Yeah,
know
about November 6th.
I think it's
It'd
worth
probably be
it.
good to widely advertise it.
Doesn't hurt. Anyone going to the hiking and stuff may or may not pay much attention to it, but
Okay.
Westford Conservation Trust actually had, I believe, the same speaker about 10 years ago, and like 80 people showed up. It was huge.
Yeah.
And she just did the same presentation for Sudbury Valley trustees 2 weeks ago, I think, or so. I don't know how well attended it was, but
But Lauren, you said it will be hybrid?
it will be hybrid. There is a hybrid
Okay.
option, yes.
Okay, that's great. And as I had stated earlier when we opened the hearing, the 750 notice of intent for 97 and 99 Mill has postponed. I don't believe we have anything past that discussion with Mass Wildlife, correct?
Correct.
Okay, it's 8:02. If someone would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
second,
I'll second.
All right, final roll call. Michael,
Michael Livingston, aye.
Ed,
Ed Foltzai.
Sarah,
Sarah Seward, aye.
Kyle,
Go Maxfield, bye.
Carl,
Carl Milberg, aye.
and myself, I. It's unanimous. We're adjourned.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a good
All right,
week.
thanks, everybody.